Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn. I have the honor of being the president of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And today we have a tremendous guest. Usually I say special guest, but truly a tremendous guest. And he's the head of an amazing organization that truly has revolutionized how we treat youth who are coming out of poverty or foster care system or really tough situations, and trying to give them housing and support and resources to be able to have a foundation to live life. And our cliche saying is, be the change you want to see in the world. And that's really what you guys have embodied, is being that change. And so why don't you, without further ado, introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Trevor Macaluso, I'm the CEO of the Eddy House. And we are our community's nonprofit that works with homeless and at-risk youth, 18 to 24, with shelter and life skills and workforce development. Our mission is to create a safe environment for homeless and at-risk youth to develop the life and job skills necessary for sustainable independence.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
And furthermore than that, you're one of our micro closet partners. And so we'll get more into that a little bit later. But thank you so much for being that micro closet partner. You guys are awesome, and we love working with you guys.
Yeah, we love it too. It's been a huge blessing to us and to the youth that we serve, and really just a great example of what partnership in our community in the nonprofit sector should look like.
Absolutely. We're better together, right?
Absolutely.
Stronger United. We always talk about this podcast is about bringing collaboration and nonprofits together. And so we love that. It's so critical for our community because we can better serve those that we serve if we're working together.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to get into our event segment to start off with. And some of the upcoming events in the community are, 1, GSCC Wine and Dine, May 15th from 6 to 8, Engine 8 Winery. All right, so the other thing we want to show you guys is actually the ad that Chaz and I recorded for our upcoming fundraiser that should be on Colo now. The ad we worked on, you want to talk about it? Was that fun to do with me?
It was 15 seconds and really short to the point.
Yeah.
But I love the little wine glass when you did the swirl. And
the swirl? Yeah. You like the swirl?
Shout out to Engine 8 for hosting that fundraiser. We thank you for supporting us in our mission and those other people that we support. And so, why don't you go ahead and show it?
Yeah, Engine 8 is the sponsor. So here we go for the ad. Hey, this is Dave.
Chaplain Chaz.
Do you want to support those in need by giving away free clothes? Well, come to our Wine and Dine event on May 15th.
You can learn more by visiting getclothes.org. We'll see you there.
All right, yeah, it's going to be a great event. We're really excited. Tickets are selling, and they are very limited. This is not meant to be a huge fundraiser. This is meant to be a fundraiser that is fun and donated by Engine 8 because the max is 50-ish people, and so we want to make sure to max out those tickets, and we're getting pretty close. So if you're interested, we only have a few more of the VIP packages left, but there's not a lot available right now. So if you are interested in going, there's gonna be live music, glass of wine's included, and their pizza there is so good. Have you had their pizza?
So amazing. We're big fans of Engine 8 at my house. Absolutely.
Hey, well, there's a fundraiser coming.
I'm gonna have to be there. I know.
Have you seen the Goofy movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that pizza.
That stretch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
You just introduced that one to the kids.
I love the Goofy movie.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Classic.
So that's an event obviously we're pushing that helps support, keeps our lights on here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. Tickets are $88 a piece, and it includes that live music, glass of wine, pizza, and door raffle prize. You get included in the raffle. So, and then the next event we wanted to highlight is Hot August Night Spring Fever Revival. That will be May 16th to May 17th. That's at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino. And that's their spring revival. So meaning that's when they're showing off cars again. And Nika and I have gone to it a couple times. It's a pretty fun event. I mean, it's not the big Hot August Nights. It's obviously like the precursor, but it's fun.
That's fun. Get it off, start it off right.
Absolutely.
And before we go to our next event, you guys have a fundraiser coming up, correct?
That's correct. We do on May the 3rd. It's our big annual gala. It's called But First Dessert.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to have a sweet tooth because our cocktail hour is also a dessert tasting and competition.
That's awesome.
Where we have 11 local vendors that are all competing to be awarded the best dessert of the night. And so they actually produce each small bites of a dessert, and our guests try them all
That's
and
so
vote
fun.
on the favorite dessert before they head on into the dinner. It is a great time.
That is so creative. I love that event. That is a great fundraising event, and I mean, it looks like a blast.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. We do it at the RSCVA. We're going to have over 600 and some odd people there.
Wow.
We pack that place out, and again, you've got to be ready for the diabetes to hit. Right
Oh boy.
Is that black tie optional or?
No, yeah, it's more of like a spring casual.
Casual. Perfect.
Yeah, it's a spring event, so it's really like come ready for almost kind of like Derby Day kind
I
of
love that.
idea. Yeah,
That is so cool.
Where can people get tickets at?
yeah, you can find tickets at our website, eddyhouse.org. There's a big banner across the top of the screen. We do it every May in the year. So even if you're seeing this at a future time, it's a great opportunity to come back and get involved. And even you can bid for all of our silent auction without even being attending.
That's awesome.
You can find all that information on our website as well.
Very cool. Yeah, definitely support Eddy House. They're a great partner, and we really appreciate them. So please get those tickets if they're still available. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I tell everybody I'll make tickets available day of. My team doesn't like to hear that, but if you want to come, we'll find room. I was one of my staff was joking that like I'd hang a table from the rafters if I could, throw a table in the bathroom. I'll fit anybody into the event.
That's the way to do it.
We just got done with our Circle Life Guest House Dignity Dinner Gala, and man, it is so much work. So I'm sure I understand what your teams are saying. Like, no, another seat,
don't do
another
it.
table, no.
That's exactly right.
It's beautiful.
But again, it's just nice to have the huge community and family of support
Yes,
that gets to
absolutely.
come. So you have all these
Yes.
people. It's like a homecoming every year
That's
for
amazing.
the people who are really invested in the work that we do when we have these events. That's why we do them, and as well as helping people contribute to the missions that we're all a part of.
It's beautiful. Love it. Yeah, no, it looks amazing. Everything I've ever seen from picture-wise on social media from the event, I'm like, that looks like so much fun. So one of our partners said he bought a table, and he said, if I have some available, I'll get you in, Dave. I'm like, yes, because it looks great. It looks great.
It's so fun.
And so then the next event we wanted to highlight is the Northern Nevada Celtic Ceilidh. The sons and daughters of Aaron will hold the Northern Nevada Celtic Ceilidh in Reno Brewery District of downtown Reno on Saturday, May 17th. So that's coming up pretty soon as well. The Northern Nevada Celtic Ceilidh is a free community celebration of Celtic music, dance, and culture. The event will be held inside of the shared parking lot of Black Rabbit Meadery. Lead Dog? Mm-hmm. Lead dog. Some people say lead dog. I'm like, I think that's wrong. Lead Dog Brewing and Nevada Sunset Winery, and it's a free event, so definitely a fun thing to go to, a culturally relevant event, and some dancing and some other things. I've been there once. They did it somewhere else. I can't remember where it was, but it was a lot of fun. A Celtic event like that. And plus in that brewery district with all those different partners is great. I know Black Rabbit does a lot with Great American Craft Fair with Brighton over there. He always has booths. He always has stuff, and their mead is amazing. Have you ever?
I've never had it.
So good. It's sweet. It's odd. Have you had mead before?
Never.
It's strange.
I had to laugh because at first I thought you said meat, and I was like, "Oh, vegetarian, you liar!"
Not meat, mead.
Mead, I gotcha.
Mead, the drink, and you drink it warm, and during Christmas time, it's a lot of fun. But anyways, all that stuff around there, you can grab some drinks at those local breweries and go and see some Celtic fun.
Awesome, a great group of people. The sons and daughters of Aaron. They were at Earth Day. I got to see them. They had a booth. Did you see them?
I didn't see them.
Oh,
No. Yeah.
So they're always very friendly, and they do a lot in the community. So.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and making this Community Cares podcast possible. Without you guys watching, there is no podcast. It'd be just Chaz and I talking to a camera with a guest, and it'd be a little weird. So we really appreciate you guys consistently watching. Today we were doing we're pre-recording this, so I guess the other day we were at Cares Campus and we did a tour, and several of the people there, Sabrina and John was there, and Sabrina gave us the tour, and who was on our podcast, and they're like, "Oh, we love your podcast. We watch it every week," and it's really encouraging to see people that are watching it consistently encourage us and say, you guys are giving great information out to the community and having these conversations with other nonprofits and bring them to light. And John was like, oh, I have a few lined up for you. I'm going to send you an email soon, Dave. I'm like, that's awesome. We really appreciate it. I know, John, you watch regularly. And so it's encouraging to see though different people in the community stop us and say, hey, you're the community cares guys. You guys are the one trying to get nonprofits front and center, because that's what it's all about, is collaboration and working together and making sure that we're getting the word out to as many people as possible on not only what we're doing at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, but the other nonprofits in the area.
Not just the collaboration, but I always learn something new about the nonprofits that come
100%.
on, and about the resources and to get the word out. And I love learning about the human behind the scenes, like why these leaders in these organizations do what they do, their story. So speaking of which, I'm super happy to be able to learn more about why you're so passionate about, being with Eddy House. How'd you get started? And tell us all about the Eddy House.
Yeah, that's a great question. So as an organization, we started in 2011, founded by Lynette Eddy. That's why we're the Eddy House. It's her name. She was a master's in social work student here at the university in town, and was pursuing a master's later on in life. And as part of an internship that she was doing at what was the shelter that used to be on Record Street, discovered that the fastest growing segment of homeless in our community was the youth population.
Oh.
And and so unfortunately, her husband had passed away. And so she actually used his life insurance money to start our organization. Oh. And she and a few other advocates, they spent a few days and a couple nights down on the Truckee River and, engaged with some young men who had aged out of the foster care system. Wow. And really the first iteration of our organization was buying a house in Northwest Reno and moving them onto the house and saying, hey, we're just going to figure this out. And then quickly learning, like, hey, we need programming, we need safety, we need, they need jobs and workforce. So she had opened even a restaurant temporarily downtown where they made like hand pies. That's and amazing. The idea was like, hey, the guys can go to work, they can get workforce training, and then hopefully this business can put back into the services. It really was like before social entrepreneurship was really even a thing like it is today. But she'll be the first one to tell you that she was not a great business woman. Yeah. And so quickly they sold off everything, partnered with the community foundation, and invested into the youth drop-in center, the U, through the U&I initiative with the community foundation and Chris Askins at the time. And that's what started our first drop-in center over on East 6th Street around 2015. And it was just this tiny little house where youth could drop in and Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, grab a shower. They turned a closet into a computer room. They turned a gardening shed into a classroom. Really just using every bit of the space. But youth would be lined up every morning and they'd have to leave every night. There was no place for them to go. Wow. And so the vision was always the need of a shelter. And so fast forward to 2020, January 2020, we opened the doors to the shelter we have today, where we still operate a 24/7 drop-in center. So youth can come by and grab a shower, grab a meal, get case management. We have free therapy. But if they need a safe place to sleep, we've got a bed. If they need anything else throughout the day, we've got those resources, and we can really focus on workforce and focus on life skills and education. And then now housing, right? So we've got, a workforce housing program, a transitional housing program, along with a huge expansion later this year. We do aftercare, we do outreach. We just launched a high school outreach program.
I saw that. That's amazing.
It's so wild. And people ask, what does Eddy House do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's this growing monster of services, but it's all stuff that has to do with who our population is.
Yes.
And kind of what we've always done in our original drop-in center. We had everywhere from middle schoolers to, up to age 21. Oh. And so in our current shelter, it's only 18 to 24. But in launching this new high school program last year, really able to go back out to that 14 to 18 crowd in high school and try to do prevention work.
Prevention work.
Because that's critical. What really we're about.
Yeah.
We work with what's called transitional age youth, so that we can get these youth housed by the age of 25, which prevents them from becoming chronically homeless. Yep. And if we can prevent them from becoming chronically homeless, it's actually a great thing for the community, because a chronically homeless individual can cost our community anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a year. And that's them going to cares, that's them getting arrested, using ERs, all those things. Well, if we can take a young person at the age of 22 And they go through our program, which is about 6 months, and only costs us $6,000.
Wow.
And now they're much less likely to become chronically homeless. Those are people who are living in the community, contributing in the community, and not costing later.
Well, and from the human side, I mean, you're showing these kids that probably have been from horrendous situations that someone really does care. Someone really does love them for just being a fellow human, and that you want to give them the tools and that you believe in them. Because that's a lot of these kids, from my experience working at the shelters and different things, is that they've never had anybody really truly believe in them. Something so simple.
Yeah, that's what I say all the time, is the youth that we serve at Eddy House, the majority of them have been let down by the adults in their lives that either could not, or in some cases would not provide for them.
Yeah.
I mean, over 40% of them were physically or sexually abused as children.
Sure.
Over a third of them are coming out of the foster care system. They've encountered a ton of trauma over the course of their lives. And so not only are we trying to address those issues, along with meeting basic needs, and then, once we can do that, now we can start to address, what does looking forward look like? What does having a career look like? What does education look like?
Wow. I've always said that you can tell a lot about local community and society about how they serve and treat the most vulnerable. And these kids are one of the most vulnerable groups. And I just saw a report that came out last week. Nevada was ranked number 2 for human trafficking. And it's probably far higher, to be honest with you. But this really can prevent them from getting stuck in a cycle of human trafficking as well.
Absolutely. Over 20% of our youth are being trafficked that we serve at Eddy House. So that includes young men, which is often one that goes ignored in many cases.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is. That's how do we prevent all of these different issues? It's very complex. A ton of our youth they're victims of crime in a variety of areas. Over 80% of them.
Wow.
And some are justice involved in other ways, right?
Sure.
And so it really is trying to address each individual with what they need, and doing so in a holistic way where we can wrap around and say, okay, we have therapy services, we have workforce, let's talk about education. Because if those things aren't in place, we can't even come close to talking about housing yet.
Right. Sure.
And when we talk about housing, there is none. There's not enough affordable housing. The Affordable Housing Act, the Fair Housing Act, set by the feds, doesn't prevents discrimination among so many different groups, but doesn't include age.
Right.
So it's actually legal, for property managers and landowners to discriminate against tenants who are 19, 20 years old, and just for that exact reason, not rent to them. And so even if we're able to get great jobs for youth and get them set up, it's so discouraging because then nobody wants to rent to them.
Wow.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough. And you guys really do. I mean, we talk about hope and dignity all the time here. You guys provide hope and dignity to your youth. I mean, you've given us a tour, and we've had other tours of Eddy House. It's a beautiful facility.
It's not what you would think of as a shelter.
No.
It's a beautiful compound.
It's more of a
home,
youth community center, right? It
a community center.
It looks like a summer camp vibe.
It feels warm.
It does.
And hope and dignity are two of our values, right? Our values are collaboration, hope, dignity, kindness, and grit.
Love that.
And that's our commitment to the youth that we serve, but to all of our partners. This is how they should be expected to be treated as well.
Yep.
And that they're up on the wall because we want everybody to hold us accountable to those same things.
And I love that you guys are, meeting people or the youth where they're at, and it's come as you are. There's no judgment. We're here to love and support you wherever you're coming from. We're here for you, and I love that.
Absolutely. Whatever their background is, we're there to provide the same level of service and really meet them where they are. And help them to establish what their goals are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not for us to tell them what their next step is going to be. It's for us to help provide the tools for them to determine what their next
For
step
themselves. You probably have a bunch of stories. I don't know what you are and aren't allowed to share, but do you have anything like things that stick out in your mind of generalized stories or something that really is just powerful for people to hear?
Oh yeah, I got so many. I mean, one of my favorite ones here is we have this young man who we were able to get into a trade program at TMCC, which is a great partner in so many ways and provides really great learning opportunities and work in the trades. And this young man wants to become a mechanic, and so he was going to TMCC to be certified and go through all the training there. And was looking for a job and wanted a job while he was doing this. And he was going to go work somewhere, retail, not bad. But we said, hey, we've got other relationships where you could actually get started. And so we partnered with Bill Pierce Honda, and they hired him as a porter.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and so while he's going to school, he's just driving cars around the lot and around the mechanic shop. But the goal is for everybody involved is great. Once he finishes school, now he can climb through their ranks. Yeah. And there's a career that you could have for the rest of your life, actually afford rent in our community and be set. And so, again, that's all that part of like that community collaboration. We work with so many great employers in town that really have, made things so wonderful for the youth that we serve. And
so important.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. It really instills, like Grant Denton talks about, we have to give these individuals ownership and fill them with confidence and encouragement. And so that's what you guys are doing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. You were one of the people that I first reached out to when I was pretty new here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And a few of those other people have been on the show as well. And first off, I want to say thank you for taking time. I know you're a busy person, but you took time every month to meet with me, to pour into me, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. Like, I have no clue, and you took that time. So I want to say thank you for that, and just that partnership we've created with Eddy House and Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. So I mean, those monthly-ish meetings that we had, it was a lot of brainstorming. It was a lot of connecting me with people and talking with people. So that was helpful. And also just me whining about things sometimes. Like, dude, I really don't know what I'm doing on this piece. But you gave me sound wisdom, sound advice on a lot of those issues. So thank you.
No, I mean, thank you for even saying that. I think leading in certain areas in our community and just in nonprofits can be lonely. It can be hard.
Yeah.
And as we're figuring things out, we always have to have people who are willing to help and have those conversations, right? I've been lucky where across my career as well, I've had other people that I've been able to do the same thing to. And I think we should be open-fisted about these things, right? Yeah. It's not this silo of Eddy House against everybody else, Good Shepherds, and everybody.
It doesn't work well.
No, that doesn't work at all. Like, and then if you just use community resources in such a terrible way, right? It's not about, but like what I can get and what you can't get. It's about honestly, what we can go and do better together. Yeah. And we can go so much farther. And I think this partnership's a great example of that, right? So we had a clothing closet, and we had a ton of donors who were dropping off clothes to us. But so much so, it was creating like safety risks because there was just piles and bags and boxes. And then you have scheduling challenges where you're trying to get volunteers to come sort it. And we had well-meaning people donating things that just youth were not going to wear. Like, we're serving 18 to 24-year-olds. Grandma and grandpa's, clothes are not the style of what we're going to go for. They're just going to sit there. They're going to get wasted, right? Yeah. So now we're sorting and we're redistributing. Yep. It was just taking so many man hours. And so in developing this partnership, it was great to tell all of our amazing supporters, hey, take everything over to Good Shepherds. They're going to bring us things that we actually need, the things that are actually useful. So then we're stewarding resources better together. Yeah. And I mean, then the youth have for things that feels more like a shop. We have eliminated safety issues.
That's good.
I've seen it looks so clean now. That shoe wall is nice and full.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our staff has capacity to do other things.
Yeah.
And then you have hopefully a bunch of new donors.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So again,
we've had a huge increase in clothing, so that's been very beneficial.
Yeah, no, and to be able to supply that, and not only that, to also just have that. I love that banner or the sticker you guys put on the door. It just with the Eddy House logo and the Good Shepherd logo next to each other, and it just showcases that collaboration effort, because it really is working together, and that's the goal. And as we expand, that's what we want to do. We want to work with more people. We want to help as many people as we can, and our donations have just been growing. We actually just had to get a big annex thing in the back. Someone donated to us, and thankfully, but we have a lot of clothing donations, and we're able to get you guys specifically what you need. Like, we had a whole bin, I think it was last week, that we delivered full of men's jeans.
Yeah, which is what we need. Yeah, that's what we go through a lot of.
And because our volunteers are taking time to sort and make sure that we're able to get very specifically, and huge shout out to Robin, who handles all those lists and everything else, and she is so brilliant and connects with your guys' team as well, and like, hey, do you guys need this item right now? and we're able to bring it normally within a week. And one of the stories I'm going to share, I'm not going to use names or anything, was there was this client that you guys had at the Eddy house, and they requested a cowboy hat. Like, that's, and I thought about it, I'm like, that sounds like we don't normally get it. And Robin's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, we'll just see what God does. It's because we'll see what happens. And and the next week,
Wow.
the next week, someone had this brand new, nice cowboy hat, the exact size he needed.
Wow. That's the wish list and the action. That worked out great.
And I'm like, I'm able to deliver a cowboy hat that was requested from a client
From one of our
Eddy
youth.
house.
Yeah.
And so that's that collaboration piece, right?
Right.
We didn't even put it out there. We didn't request it.
It just happened.
It just happened.
Well, and you never know, like especially with the youth that we work with, talking about their background, you never know what the meaning of that is.
True.
And what the reason that is, or how meaningful that is to now have something that's totally unique and your own, and to have something like that is yours, and what that does to change someone's outlook and willingness to now participate in so many other things, where it's like, hey, look, we got you something as hard as a cowboy hat, right? So trust us when we can say you can get that job. Trust us when you can do these other things now.
Absolutely. I mean, when I put that on one of your guys' counselor's desk, I was like, here's that cowboy hat. And they're like, really? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It happens. But that collaboration piece is so important. I do want to talk about the new facility you guys are building right next door.
Let's hear about
it.
that.
It is so big. It's beautiful, and it's been a big collaborative effort, I know, with different organizations you've been working with. So yeah, tell us all about it.
Yeah, we're super excited. So we are so close to completing a 36-unit studio apartment complex called, we're calling it the Transitional Living Community, or TLC 36. It has 36 studio apartments that are transitional living for youth 18 to 24 in our community. And that's youth coming through Eddy House, but that's also youth being recommended and referred through other amazing programs in our community. Wow. And the idea is, again, there's no affordable housing in our community, and youth are often discriminated against for a variety of reasons. And I get it. They're loud and they're messy and they're going to break things. But we're willing to take on that risk and essentially give them a place to live for 2 years, where the fees start out really low at $300 a month, and they increase every 3 months by $150. So that by month 18, they're paying market rate.
Beautiful.
And that gives them 2 years to, my gosh, pay off debt, grow their savings, get more certifications to earn promotions and raises and grow their earning capacity, and actually launch them into independence without pushing them off a cliff. It's actually like landing them into real life in a more natural way. Yeah. And so we're really excited about it. It's all part of the Homeings in Nevada initiative through the Nevada Housing Division and the state of Nevada, thankfully pouring in $500 million of ARPA funding in our state to affordable housing projects. And so we received one of those grants, paired it with the William N. Pennington Foundation, who's an amazing supporter of Eddy House and so many other organizations, and another private family foundation that really is making this whole campus expansion that we're going through a reality.
How ambitious. I mean, that's huge.
It's so wild. And I mean, we literally, at first we were like 24 units. We built this thing over our parking lot. So we literally, have mostly gotten rid of it, but covered parking for what we have left. Because of course, then it was like, well, now we can have storage. Now we can have, a home for our bike library, which is really exciting, and another pantry, and really just expand our services. But and at first we were like, 24 units or whatever we're going to do.
Beautiful.
And then, one of our board members was like, well, hey, if you're already got to have an elevator, why don't you just keep going up? So then it turned into 36 units. And it's an amazing building. It's really a beautiful building, too. I mean, CW Architects designed it. The team, Audrey and everybody over there, is absolutely amazing. Toll's Development has been an amazing partner because they've actually in-kinded all of the project management to us and saved us an incredible amount of money.
That's amazing.
By really being involved in all the details and coordinating all the pieces. And Pinecrest is our contractor, and they're just amazing. I mean, delivering everything just under budget and on time, and all the different little things that they've been.
It takes a village. I mean, it really takes everybody coming together.
It really does, and they're invested. That they really care about the project. It's not just another job or a contract. Like they see the impact that this is going to have on our community, not only on Eddy House, but on the youth in the community as well, like the most vulnerable.
Kudos to you and your team arranging all of those partnerships.
Oh my gosh.
And that's not easy to do. The grant writing, the partnerships, the coordinating with the city, everything. Kudos. That's huge.
Complex. Yeah, we're so lucky. We have a really amazing staff. I actually, I tell everybody, I think we have the best staff in the community. We're super lucky, and they're invested and they care about what we're doing, and they're in it with the long haul for us, and they work so hard, and we really couldn't do anything without their dedication.
It's huge, very huge. So is there any other parts of the program or anything else you wanted to share that you haven't shared yet?
Yeah, we're totally open for more referrals. If you reach out to us through our website, we'll get you connected to Xavier. He's our case manager overseeing this program, and he's doing in-services for lots of different agencies and nonprofits right now, so that we can just talk more one-on-one about what that looks like in advance of us opening later this summer, so that we can start taking those referrals and being prepared as that opens. But that's been an exciting project. And then our high school program is just amazing.
Beautiful.
So if we could take a moment about that.
Yeah, tell us about that, because it is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, so essentially, again, like I said, it's prevention earlier, but 40% of the youth who come to us for the first time to Eddy House report to us that they were homeless before the age of 18.
Wow.
40%.
That's wild.
And it's been between 35 and 40% for the last 4 years.
Wow.
So we're looking at it saying, hey, this is a gap in our community, and we have lots of partners who are working on it, but we have another way to approach it that will also uplift all of our partners in the same way. So we received a generous donation to launch this program, where we actually have the Eddy House Hangout is a program we call it. It's a large van that's decked out with all the things that the high school kids love, that they actually helped us design. We did listening sessions to local high schools to help us design this program, which I think is really exciting. Said, hey, what would you like it to have? And so it's an approachable space, so that any high school student can come up to it and not feel embarrassed that, like, oh, you're talking to Eddy House, right? Because we're passing out fun things and cool things. And
Eddy
we're a
House
place
is
to
just
be around.
cool in general.
Right, so we're trying to make it cool. And then so those kids that need help can request it and fill out a simple form and say, hey, I need help with groceries. I need a bus pass. I need to talk to somebody. And then we're partnered with the school so that they can have access to the resources the school already offers.
Yeah.
Make referrals to other nonprofits that are already offering those services, right? Our whole goal is we're not duplicating what anybody's doing. We're amplifying what is happening and increasing service utilization across all of our partners by just being a constant presence, because our commitment to those schools that we're there at the same time every week. Yeah. So, for example, we're at North Valleys right now every Wednesday at lunch. We're at Reed High School every Monday after school. So the students have consistency. We're not just a pop-in, pop-out nonprofit. It's the same staff that are there every week. So we're building relationships, and then those kids will learn to are learning and are trusting our staff, trusting the school, so that we can actually get them connected to great places across our community.
So what are the biggest ways people can support you guys right now?
Yeah, obviously, direct donations is always a huge plus, right? Yep. So checking out our website there.
Get some dessert.
Yeah, come to the gala. That's always a great way to do it. Volunteering, there's always opportunities to volunteer and serve a meal. We're really lucky that we used to really lean on the community to provide meals, but thanks to Powerhouse Data Centers and the Atlantis Hotel, Casino, Resort, Spa, they're actually providing all of our dinners now at Eddy House, which is absolutely amazing.
Huge.
I did see that. Actually, I wanted to give them a shout out, because I've talked to multiple people about that. What a great way not to waste the buffet food. And
it's so amazing.
I mean, you got to really respect that. Like that, I hope everybody follows their lead. That's incredible.
Everybody loves it, right? And yeah, it really should be a model for so many organizations in our community, because it's food that's already there. It tastes great. It's nutritional. There's variety. So then again, it's really easy to cater to different dietary restrictions of our youth as well. Yeah. And it has saved Eddy House over $80,000 a year,
which is huge.
And so we've been able to really shift the way we do things. I mean, over the last couple of years too, the Boys and Girls Club has been an amazing partner, because we've contracted with them for our meals. Because it used to be, when we opened the shelter in 2020, we're talking about 20 youth a meal, and now it's like 60 to 70 youth a meal. It can go up from there. And so we just had to start contracting it. And then the Boys and Girls Club really helped us over the time, and they still help us with our lunches. And then now the Atlantis has just taken that to the next level. And again, that's all partnership, right? It was a new donor in town saying, hey, we actually have a relationship. We think that we can do this better. Awesome. Let's figure it out.
That's what it's all about. I mean, and that's what our partnership's about.
Yeah.
Is how can we work together and help that person in need, help that person get that cowboy hat they want, right? I mean, I know that's a funny, sweet story and gives that that hope and dignity, but you guys really are about that, and I love that piece of your guys' organization. Just being able to provide a safe space for those that are the homeless youth, that they're able to have that stepping stone to move forwards in life and be successful in life, and that's a really big thing. So thank you for what you do.
I just want to say thank you for walking your talk and being that example as a leader in the community. I'm not sure I've ever shared this on here, but right before my 18th birthday, I actually became homeless and was sleeping out of my car for almost 3 weeks. And then my car broke down and I was living out of there. And man, I would have loved, this would have completely changed the trajectory of my life. It took me another 5 to 8 years through many trials to go through different things. So we are so lucky to have this in our community. And I just think it's something we got to continue to support, continue to expand. So please get involved, volunteer, and donate. And I just want to thank you for what you do, because it is making a difference, not only right now, but for future generations, because you're changing these kids' lives, which will change their families' lives down the road. So thank you.
No, thank you. It's an honor for us to be doing this work.
So if you want to find out more about Eddy House, visit their website, which is
eddyhouse.org.
There it is. And if you want to learn more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, we are a nonprofit here in Sparks that gives away clothing to those in need. Last year, we gave away $1.2 million worth of clothing for free.
And thanks to Eddy House, especially.
Thanks to Eddy House.
I couldn't believe how many people, like 100 a week, go through there? Or what?
The average, the last I talked to Ryan, was 500.
That's incredible.
Over the course of the year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's amazing.
So crazy, and I'm so glad that we're able to partner with you guys in that. So and if you guys didn't see, we have a big announcement that we talked about our last podcast. We're opening our Carson Closet. That is to be announced. Silver Summit will be sponsoring our ribbon cutting when that comes about. So thank you so much, Silver Summit, for being that sponsor for us, and for helping us in all the ways that you do. But we're all about community. We're all about working together and connecting people. So if you know anyone that needs that help and support, definitely reach out to Eddy House and what they need for referrals and stuff like that. That's really important to help people get to that next step in life. And that's what Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet's all about too, is we're all about getting to that next step in life for our individuals that come through our doors. So please visit getclothes.org to learn more information about our organization, and lots of fun things to do in the community. And you can support good causes. That's a good thing,
double
right?
Bonus, right?
Double bonus. So we help over 800 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.